Donna gave me my start in the music business. Her brother-in-law, Gerardo Bernard, um, may rest in peace. He, I met with him early on as a songwriter, and then I got to meet Donna backstage and Bruce backstage. As a result, it was just a brief meeting, and I was very new, and the music I gave them was just they were demos, and it was years ago. But what there was a kindness, a beauty and a kindness to the family. And I was, they say youth is wasted on the young, and they're absolutely right. I was too young to really understand that the music business doesn't always have that kind of love and joy and that kind of connection or community.
Today on Rainbow Country, Donna Summer, Thick Thighs, and Back Rooms. A rather provocative title, don't you think? Well, take it literally, as in Donna Summer, and figuratively, as in Thick Thighs and Back Rooms, and that will be up later. So joining me today in conversation are the co-founders of the Los Angeles-based record company, the Spaceman Agency, ShyBoy and Mark Newbar. And they joined me in conversation to talk about their involvement in the 40th anniversary edition of Donna Summer's 1984 album, Cats Without Claws. We'll talk about their involvement in that album and so much more.
Hi, I'm Jeannie Becker, and this is Rainbow Country with Mark Tara.
Jason Arnold, a.k.a. ShyBoy. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am well. Mark Newbar, a.k.a. Mark Newbar. Hello.
Hi, Mark.
How are you, Mark?
I'm the other Mark here. I'm good, thank you. I'm doing very well. How about you?
I am well. I am better now that the two of you are here, especially to talk about your involvement in the 40th anniversary edition of Donna Summer's Cats Without Claws. Jason Arnold, let's start with yourself and let's find out, building from the ground up, how did you get involved in this particular project? If you can talk to me about that, how you guys got involved in this particular project.
Well, I've been a Donna Summer fan since I was very, very little. And then when I started DJing and doing remixes, I just started DJing her stuff and remixing her stuff, bootleg style, of course, at first. And I believe the people in the places of powers that be heard those remixes and wanted me to do something official, which I was more than happy to do.
To the point. Okay, so Donna Summer's Cats Without Claws was originally released in 1984. It's a Grammy-winning album, winning Donna Summer the Best Inspirational Performance for the track Forgive Me. You guys remixed the song Supernatural Love. And Mark Newbar, let's get your take on this. How did you guys settle on this particular track, on this particular song, Supernatural Love? Why this track?
Well, like ShyBoy here just said, I'm a huge Donna Summer fan ever since I was a little kid. And
he's a bigger fan than me, which is very hard to beat.
How is that even possible? But yeah, we're both huge fans of Donna's, and I love all of her work. I feel that her 80s stuff, in its moment, really could have been so much more recognized. It's just her voice was just, as always, in top form. And Supernatural Love was a personal favorite of mine from Cats Without Claws. And I remember it was the second single, and there were high hopes for it to be out there on the dance floor and be out there in the zeitgeist. And when we were talking to Michael at the label and putting together the remix, it just seemed to be the natural choice. Also because we're both we're both DJs. We throw dance parties, and Supernatural Love seemed like a natural fit for the dance floor. In in today's times. I mean, Donna's music is timeless, but it just felt we were very excited to remix it. So that's how we landed on it. It just felt like it was the right new disco moment, a rework of a classic of hers.
Hmm. Well said, well said. Shy Boy, when did you first get introduced to Donna Summer?
When I was very, very little, I believe I commandeered my mom's on the radio cassette and the Bad Girls cassette, and they became my two favorite things to listen to dancing around the living room.
Hmm. And what about you, Mark?
Um, I remember being a kid in the back seat of my mom's car. My brother was driving, and there was a conversation about music happening. And Donna Summer, "I Feel Love" came on the radio, and my brother is quite a bit older than me. Was having a conversation with my mom about synthesizers, and was kind of talking to her about like the importance of synthesizers in music. And this was the 80s. So he said, this music created, the future. This is the future. And we've heard these quotes from Brian Eno, I think, and David Bowie. I've seen this kind of conversation. I think it was on Donna's Behind the Music, talking about one of them walking in with the single going, "I've heard the future." So those conversations were happening, and so that was my first awareness. But it wasn't until I became more of a music fan myself and was buying my own records and stuff. I discovered Donna's catalog, and like Jason here, on the radio, Greatest Hits Volume 1 and 2, Bad Girls, the Once Upon a Time album, the She Works Hard for the Money album. I really do love Donna's synth pop era. Like, everyone, she's the disco queen and it's fantastic, but she was so much more than that. And so I really, really started loving Donna's work in the 80s when I was a little kid, and I was into like all that synth 80s sound. So that's why it's really fun to have worked on this with Jason, because it's a really fun era of music, I think.
So, Supernatural Love, you mentioned earlier, was the second single from Cats Without Claws. The first one was There Goes My Baby, and the third was Eyes. Those were the three singles. In 1984, Supernatural Love reached number 75 on Billboard's Hot 100, number 39 on Billboard's Dance Chart, and number 51 on Billboard's R&B chart. So I'm not sure who to address this question to, but you guys can fight it out. Were you ever maybe nervous or apprehensive about tackling a song from an artist that you are both fond of and putting your own unique take on, especially music and material that has such a big fan base? Were you ever apprehensive, nervous about putting your own take on a beloved artist's material?
Yes and no. I mean, I think the excitement outweighed any anxiety I felt. I'm also, I'm a DJ, so I DJ for the dance floor. I DJ for people. It's not just all for me and what I want to hear. It's what the dance floor wants to hear. So I was very excited to uh, be of service to the song and to the dance floor.
So, Shy Boy, sticking with yourself, what did you do then to get excited about remixing, reproducing Donna Summer's Supernatural Love? Did you do anything in particular? Were you guys listening to the acapellas over and over again, or the original
Oh,
track?
well, yes. I mean, her voice is such a beautiful voice to listen to over and over and over again. So yeah, listening to the acapellas, it just was a dream come true. Working with that vocal and getting to listen to it over and over and over again while we remixed it, and yeah, I wanted to give it that sort of a new disco treatment. Disco's kind of been in a revival state, so I kind of wanted to let her be a part of that.
Since she created it, after all.
Yeah.
So now it's like that with some of these parties we throw, there's people that come, and we tested out this mix a couple times with the label's permission. And it was really great to hear it in between Dua Lipa and Lady Gaga. as an example, like well, I'm not sure if it was exactly those two artists, but just it was a seamless transition between those artists, and the dance floor reacts so wonderfully. You know, Donna's voice is joyful and beautiful, and it's a voice that can be presented in so many different ways. So what a pleasure to bring one of her underrated classics to a new audience.
Okay. Jason Arnold, aka ShyBoy. 3 random quick questions.
Okay,
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Am I ready? Okay.
Not sure.
Okay. Question number 1. Do you have thick thighs?
It depends on the time of year. I usually gain weight a little bit in the winter and then lose it for the summer.
Question 2. Do you have dirty thoughts?
Dirty thoughts. I have bad thoughts.
Question 3. Do you like back rooms?
Sometimes when I'm in Berlin.
Who or what is his royal shyness?
That would be me. I worked with a producer a while back that would refer to me as his royal shyness. So I kind of adapted that moniker, and I thought it would make a good album title.
And that is your album title, correct?
Yes, it is.
So talk to me about your album.
Well, that album, His Royal Shyness, is actually kind of an ode to Prince, which is another reason why I used the Royal Shyness, because they always used to call him His Royal Badness. So I kind of, I also fell in love with Prince when I was a kid, and I wanted to pay tribute to that sound that he created, and explore those avenues and thoughts.
The album expanded because it started with this ode to Prince, and of course, all the influences like Annie Lennox and Donna Summer and Georgia Moroder eventually make their way in because the music is classic. And as ShyBoy is one of his producers and as a longtime songwriting partner of his, I'll say that because his voice is so versatile as a singer. So as a DJ, he has versatile tastes, and as a singer and as an artist, he has a very versatile vocal style. And those influences from everybody we've been talking about and others are in there. So Donna finds her way back into the conversation at all times.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Always things that inspire.
Yeah.
So, but I knew you were going there with your questions. It was very funny to hear. After the first one, I thought, oh, thick thighs. I see where this is going.
I have to say, your single and the music video for Back Room is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Well done. The
I'm glad you liked
hankies,
it.
the throwback to the hankies and the back rooms and the leather. Like we have here in Toronto, we have a Black Eagle
Oh, okay, cool.
bar. That used to be more of like a leather bar, but now it's more of like a mixed bar, but still has that vibe to it.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that particular song and creating that song and creating that look for the music video. Well done.
Thank you.
I'm so happy.
I'm glad you like it. I mean, that song is kind of about a trip to Berlin that I took. I found it very interesting that being gay was very chic there, and that every club I went to had a back room. And there were lots of things that I saw in those back rooms. And I wrote a song about it and made a video about it. And the video was shot at a leather bar here in Los Angeles that sadly closed during the pandemic, called The Fault Line. It was very popular, and I used to DJ there all the time, and they let me shoot the video there.
When did you shoot that video? Was it before the pandemic?
Yes, yeah, it was, I want to say 2019, 2018, yeah.
Our inspiration for it, style-wise, was the Al Pacino film Cruising, the William Friedkin directed film.
Yes.
We wanted, and not just that, but there's a style aesthetic to that with the 70s cop glasses and that look and that feel of 1980. Obviously there were many, many other influences as well, but we wanted to do something from that time period and the look of those, of the Honcho magazine and all these different magazines in the late 70s that like had a look to them. There was like an aesthetic to it, which I think other things have borrowed from, like Pulp Fiction and a lot of mainstream things have borrowed from that look and sound. And I mean, that look and feel. So we wanted the video to capture a little bit of that. Hopefully it did.
It did. It did. Mark Newbar, the Spaceman Agency, a Los Angeles based record label founded by A1 Mark Newbar and A1 recording artist, ShyBoy. So, Mark, what inspired you? What made you want to start your own record label?
Um, oh boy, how much time do we have? Let me keep it brief, but I'll give you the highlights, Mark. Um, Jason and I here are both lifelong musicians, and we started a band um, uh, many years ago that is still together and making music. And we learned early on that the road you build is yours to keep in terms of like being an indie musician. And we just learned a lot of like how to write your songs, release your music, but it's not really just only about the music. And now, especially in the pandemic, as everybody embraced Zoom and content creation and everybody got on video and all this stuff that we're seeing how everything's really exploded and everyone's making their own content. Very early on we learned that you connect with people through the content that you make, and whether it's a song you write or a video that you're posting to Instagram. So I think the record business and the record company found us. I think we ended up making enough music and releasing enough records and being involved in enough projects where eventually it made sense to launch the label, if only just to house the stuff we're doing. But now it's expanded, and there's other artists, and not necessarily signed to the label, but another artist that I manage. There's artists that Jason and I remix and work with, and then we've gotten also into some film scoring, and all of it is kind of now housed in the world of the Spaceman Agency. So it's a boutique label, it's a production company, it releases our music in partnership with other companies, and it's just something that I think it came into existence because the music business, has evolved so much in the last, 10, 15 years. And the creation of the label was part and parcel of us continuing the journey that we started as like indie rock musicians in the back in the day.
Mm. And the name Spaceman Agency, where does that come from?
Well, you're looking at him. You want to talk about your Spaceman era?
Before His Royal Shyness, I had a Spaceman era where I did a couple albums. One was called Lost in Space, and the other was called Water on Mars. And they were more like singer-songwriter type electronic albums where I explored space.
And it really started, there was a song, so our band, Hypnogaja, that we're recording a new album now currently, and we've just signed with a label based in Stockholm and Barcelona called Snafu Records. And when we first started, though, it was many years ago, and there's an EP that we did called Kill Switch, and on that EP, Jason wrote a song called The Spaceman with our guitar player and producer Jeeve, and with John Scott, longtime collaborator. John and Jason wrote the lyrics, but Jason has always ideated about what's out there. So
and escape fantasies, really.
Yeah, out in the world. So the Spaceman Agency kind of is based on really a song and a bunch of other songs.
Madonna Summer. What is Madonna Summer, ShyBoy?
Madonna Summer is a mashup album that I did with Mark Newbar and DJ Freddie, King of Pants, probably about 15 years ago. And then we decided to make it into a dance party. I don't know, probably 8 or 9 years ago.
Yeah, 2017, I think, was the first one. Yeah.
And this happens in Los Angeles?
It happens in Los Angeles, Palm Springs, and San Francisco. Hopefully, it will be happening in a city near you.
Yeah.
Hey.
we've been talking about doing something in London, and we'd love to take it in other places. It's all Donna Summer and it's all Madonna, all night,
Oh
mixed together
wow.
and mashed together by ShyBoy here, and I do a little bit of DJing myself, and we have a drag show at midnight, and we usually have two, three, four, five dolls that show up and give you their Donna Summer best, their Madonna best. And what do you say about the party? That it's about the the girl group or the duo?
Yeah, it's the best pop duo that has never existed.
Yeah, we've put together a little fantasy world of what would it be like if they were in a buddy movie where it's two
Yeah.
singers having a good time, and the audience comes and it's so joyful, and they're both two very different types of artists, and yet they go together like peanut butter and jelly. It's just the most magical experience, and it's a joy to throw the party.
There's a definite through line too with pop artists today, and we actually Donna laid the red carpet that Madonna walked across,
Yeah.
and all the other pop stars after walk across that same red carpet, and so throughout the night you'll hear other artists, but at any given moment, Donna or Madonna will be playing. So
And
you might hear something else in the mix, but one of those artists is playing 100% at one time.
and it gave birth to other parties, so that's the
It did,
flagship.
yeah.
You want to talk about
That's the flagship mashup pop duo party. We also do Beyonce and Brittany Houston, and the latest is Kylie XCX.
So we mash them up. It's really fun. But Madonna Summer inspired all of it.
Yeah.
So once again, it always comes back to Donna. She's quite an inspiration on the dance floor.
What did you guys think of the documentary? Love to
I
love
loved the
Donna
documentary.
Summer.
That was so good and such a treat to see her humanized in such a unique way.
Yeah.
Using her own footage that she shot. I would have had no idea about half those stories if that documentary didn't exist.
I cried. Brooklyn did a great job. The family did a great job. So many wonderful stories, and like Jason said, it was so human. It was so you could feel the joy and the pain. And personally speaking, for me, Donna gave me my start in the music business. Her brother-in-law, Gerardo Bernard, um, may rest in peace. He, I met with him early on as a songwriter, and then I got to meet Donna backstage and Bruce backstage. As a result, it was just a brief meeting, and I was very new, and the music I gave them was just they were demos, and it was years ago. But what there was a kindness, a beauty and a kindness to the family. And I was, they say youth is wasted on the young, and they're absolutely right. I was too young to really understand that the music business doesn't always have that kind of love and joy and that kind of connection or community. It does in some places, but not always. So when I watched the documentary, I was reminded of just Donna's kindness, her family's kindness, and it was really nice to see a slice of the behind the scenes of what her life was like. And that voice,
That was the biggest treat of all, is hearing that voice just a cappella in the
Especially at the
room.
piano.
Oh my God, the piano demos, jeez. And what
And
a
then-
great songwriter,
And then they released that little clip of My Baby Understands on socials.
Yeah.
that's the thing. One of the best, My Baby Understands is one of
It's one of our favorites.
our favorites. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like Donna was an incredible singer it's criminal how underrated she is. Like as much as she's a legend and iconic, I still get perturbed when I don't see her get the due that I really think an artist like that really deserves. And you see this just talent in every area of her life. And hearing that My Baby Understands, I mean, she was such a rock singer. Like that's the thing is that you've got this person that, yes, the dance music is what really blew up, but it was a small slice of what she could do vocally and artistically. And I love that the documentary showed us that. It's just so marvelous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she did start at a rock band called Crow, and then made her way into music theater. And
Yeah.
can we get personal for a minute?
Sure.
Sure.
Uh, Talk to me about the two of you and your relationship.
Well, we've known each other for
You have a professional relationship,
yes.
but do you also have a personal relationship?
Yeah, I mean, we met in the '90s, so I mean, we're pretty much each other's family at this point. We've known each other.
We've had enough bands and enough projects
Yeah.
and enough eras. Um, yeah, we do so much. It's so funny. Like we never fighting is really rare for us. Like because we're just,
But not uncommon.
but not uncommon. Yeah, there's moments. But the thing is that we've when you're around somebody and you work with them and it's a constant day in and day out, it's really easy to go, okay, I need a break. I've had, enough time, but we really enjoy the energy and there's always something new. And this was a surprise, just getting to work on Donna was a surprise. Like
Yeah.
I don't think we saw that coming. And it's a happy one. So, anyway, yeah, I don't know. Have I answered well, or
Yeah.
is there more stuff?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on as your professional career continues and continues to grow, and also your personal lives continues and continues to grow as well? And what are your thoughts on that? Do you think that, especially career-wise, do you think that you guys would be in similar places had you not had each other in your lives?
No, not at all. And that's what's so boggling to me because we met per chance one night in San Francisco. I was dragged out by one of my friends. He was out celebrating his birthday by himself. Like it was a really weird set of circumstances that we met, and it was really kismet and meant to be. And we, you know, hit it off. And yeah, it's actually strange to think of what my life would be had I not gone out that night.
It's funny. Life is not. There's coincidences, but are they? I had moved to Los Angeles from San Francisco to pursue a career in music, and I went back to visit my parents, and we went out to dinner on my birthday, and a lot of my friends had like moved away, and like I didn't really know a lot of people, and I went out in the neighborhood. And I think I sang karaoke, and I think I sang a Donna song. I might have been Last Dance. I'm not a singer like him or Donna, so don't ask for footage. But it was and then yeah, we hit it off, and we were both doing music, and Jason visited LA a few times, and I was working with some songwriters here, and one of them, John, who we talked about earlier, John Scott, he said to me, ShyBoy here, he goes, he could sing the phone book. Like that was John's reaction when he heard the type of singer that Jason is. And I knew it. I knew there was something special, but Jason also, your influences were I come from a lot of R&B and B and soul, and you do too, but you were also very much into the alternative and to the other edgier stuff.
At the time that we met, I was in a rap rock band. So
Yeah. So it scared me because I was like, I don't know that world, right? So somehow the two worlds have gotten closer the longer we've worked together. Like it's just become like I'm the sugary sweet pop guy, and he's more like with the artists like that are Prince, Donna Summer, but also Sinead O'Connor, Nina Simone, all these types of artists that are, anybody else I've forgotten to mention on your side?
I mean, like Nirvana, Beastie Boys.
Yeah. So somehow we've mashed all that up into this thing where it's the best of all of those worlds. So I know my life is forever changed. I mean, I just thought I was going to be a songwriter. Like that's really was my goal. I was the songwriting bank teller when I met him, and I don't know. Within a couple of years of knowing each other and getting into these different projects, I just completely I got immersed into this world of being an indie musician, an indie producer, an indie now artist manager. So yeah, people do alter your life in the best way. So I'm very grateful. It's funny, we never get asked that question. So thanks for asking.
Hey, you're welcome. Here's my last question, and it's for the two of you, and it's simply this: what do you hope your audiences come away with after they've experienced one of your original tracks, like ShyBoy's Back Room, or the Spaceman Agency and all that you guys represent, or it's Donna Summer's remix of Supernatural Love? What do you hope your audiences come away with after experiencing Mark Newbar and ShyBoy? And ShyBoy, let's start with yourself.
Joy. I hope they come away with joy.
And Mark Newbar.
He took the words out of my head. I have to say, maybe we worked together long enough where we finish each other's sentences, but joy, happiness, connection. Sometimes the music we do, if it's hypnagogia, the music is seemingly angry and seemingly just about kind of being loud, and it's melodic, but energetic and very rock and roll. But if you experience it in the right way, or if you experience it in the personal way it's intended to be experienced in, there's a connection there. And with Supernatural Love, happiness, joy. With the ShyBoy records, joy, a connectivity. The world can be very isolating, and the opposite of that isolation is connection with something greater than yourself. And I think music does that for us. So, yeah.
I think even a sad song can bring you joy. Even an angry song can bring you joy, because you get to travel through that emotion instead of deny it. And at the end of that emotion, you usually feel better.
Yeah.
Well said to the two of you. ShyBoy, Mark Newbar, thank you for your time. Well said, well done, well recorded, well remixed and produced. Thanks for your time. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks, Mark. Thank you. It's such a pleasure to talk to you.